But the Pelipita is a plant that was brought in sometime to Grenada sometime in the 80s. Let me see, in the 80s. That was when the Moko disease just came into Grenada and started to destroy. Basically, Moko was affecting our blogger almost 100%. So it was brought in, I think it's from a Windban or whoever it was, brought it in those days as a substitute for blogger because we thought blogger would have been eradicated. And the Pelipita is resistant to Moko disease. I don't think you don't go down with Moko disease. Some people don't like it, but a lot of people likes it. You have to adopt a taste for it. It's very hard, very, very firm fruit, and it's very durable. I don't see it go down with any ordinary diseases. Leaf spot, I haven't seen it gone down with it. Even the drought doesn't affect it that much. But people just don't adapt to liking it. So most time it's just they grew, ripe and spoil. As I said, you see there's another stool here. There's a bunch ripened and spoiled there. And there's a couple stools down there. And they're there for years. They're just there. They're very durable. They're very, very, very strong plants. They're very, very, they have a good tolerance level. So
you don't have much request for it?
No, there isn't much request for it. At one time there was there was one institution that was asking me to bring some for them. Sometimes I do and sometimes I do sometimes. But it's not a favorite crop, a favorite banana family type.
And why do you think that is? Do you think it's because people are not aware of it?
Well, that could
or?
be a point, Probably it was not marketed sufficiently across people. Because there are people, I remember at one time who had said that they like it. I mean, and they wanted, they used to be using it, but I don't know for what reason. If they couldn't find much of it, because I don't think it's well established now. There were one time there was a lot in banana fields when we was exporting bananas. There was a lot of that because when the banana got the Moko and they treat the area, they become a void in the area, and then people was planting these to pick up the void in the area. And at that time, some people used to be purchasing it, but of late, they just stay there.
How do you tell the difference between the Pelipita and the blogger?
The trees are different. The liking of the tree is different.
Highlight the difference.
The difference is that the blogger does not grow as tall as the Pelipita, and the Pelipita is more compact. If you look at
the bunch.
Yeah, the bunch is more compact. The blogger sometimes you will get a hand further apart. The distance here, you don't get, and the Pelipita bear a bigger bunch than the blogger. The blogger, well, you may get some big bunches of blogger, but rare. But the Pelipita most of the time you will get, and the blogger grains sometimes is longer. Yeah. So I guess because of the location here, you're getting it looking like that. So most time it will be very clear.
Okay, so and the planting process, is it similar to the
Yeah, basically banana remain a standard planting process. Yeah, it's a standard thing. All the banana family can do just that same way. Some people plant it. There's a thing called high density planting, very close spacing. But what you have to do in harvesting, when you harvest, but this was not sustainable because I remember when Windman brought in that system, we had high density planting. We had a 4x10 or 4x12. It was a close spacing. But what you do, you harvest the bunch and you take off the stool one time. You see, in the first crop, because it's an open area, you'll be able to get a good production in the first crop. But then when you harvest that first crop, you had to eliminate that interplanted crop. So with this 4 feet, so you harvest all, but you take off the one in the middle. So you come back to almost 8 feet apart now because you're planting it 4x8, 8x4, how you want to see it. But it's because the first crop you're growing, you'll get all the benefits, or most of the benefits. But when you harvest in that crop, which might take you about, I say, about 6 to 8 months, sometimes it takes 8 to 10 months to harvest. When you harvest, you remove that center plant So your crops now come back to the normal requirements, I mean the normal spacing, and then you get your normal first rotting. And normally your first rotting does normally be a bigger bunch than your plant crop most times, because you're getting now an established plant, whereas you're establishing the plant as the first case of planting.